Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at something that feels like, well, more than just the next step in tech.
Definitely. The digital revolution's been ongoing, but generative AI, or Gen AI, that feels different.
Right, it feels like a genuine threshold shift. Not just another tool, but maybe a structural change for businesses, wouldn't you say?
I think so, because it's about creating original stuff, text, images, code, you name it. It really blurs the lines between what humans create and what machines can compute.
Exactly. So, our mission today is pretty clear. Let's unpack how GenAI is becoming this critical driver for staying competitive. We want to look at the practical side.
Yeah, the applications, the upsides, but also, the challenges and maybe some ideas on how to adopt it responsibly.
So let's start with the basics, maybe. What is generative AI? Because it's not quite the same as the AI we've been talking about for years.
No, it's really not. It's a specific branch, deep learning models mostly, but the key is they're designed to produce new original content.
Okay, so how's that different from, say, traditional AI?
Well, traditional AI is mostly about spotting patterns, classifying things, predicting outcomes, detecting anomalies in data. It analyzes existing information.
Hmm?
Gen AI, on the other hand, it creates new stuff, new results that look like they came from a human creative process. That's the jump. It's where it gets really interesting.
Like moving from recognizing a cat in a photo to generating a brand new picture of a cat that never existed.
Precisely. Think GPT for text generation or DALL-E and Midjourney for those incredible images we're seeing everywhere.
Right, and Sora for video now. Even Codex writing computer code. It's wild.
It is. And its impact goes way beyond just making things faster. It enables things like mass personalization at a scale that was unimaginable before.
Or just brainstorming completely new ideas, right? Simulating scenarios, rapid prototyping. It's like a whole new toolkit for innovation.
Exactly. It's not just automating the old ways, it's enabling completely new ways of working and creating value.
So let's connect that to business. Where are we seeing the biggest transformations happening right now?
Okay, well, one major area is definitely the innovation of products and services.
How so?
Think about developing prototypes. GenAI can accelerate that like crazy. You can generate concepts, visual designs, even basic functional specs much faster.
So instead of weeks, maybe days or even hours for initial concepts.
Potentially, yeah. And simulating things like market demand or running virtual tests before you commit serious resources, that's huge.
And you mentioned personalization earlier. How advanced are we talking?
We're talking about tailoring products, services, even marketing messages down to very specific customer segments or even individuals with a level of detail that just wasn't feasible manually.
Okay, so that's the what you create. What about the how? The internal processes?
That leads right into efficiency and productivity. This is probably where many companies start seeing the benefits first.
Like automating reports. I hear a lot about that.
Reports, documents, all sorts of content generation, things that used to take significant human time can often be drafted or at least partially automated. And optimizing operations, too. Generating alternative scenarios for logistics, for resource planning, making smarter decisions faster.
And customer service. Those chatbots seem to be getting smarter.
They are. Intelligent assistants powered by GenAI can handle more complex queries, provide better support, and free up human agents for the really tough cases. It streamlines the whole workflow.
It feels like it frees people up from the drudgery sometimes.
It can, absolutely.
Yeah.
Which brings us to another fascinating area, potentiating human creativity.
Potentiating, not replacing.
That's the ideal, yes. Think of it as an assistant for brainstorming. GenAI can throw out tons of diverse ideas, maybe some weird ones.
Some bad ones too, probably.
Oh, for sure. But sometimes those weird combinations spark something genuinely new, an aha moment you wouldn't have reached otherwise.
So helping break creative blocks, maybe.
Exactly. Or rapidly developing first drafts of scripts, ad slogans, marketing copy, producing graphic elements or music tracks much faster. It lets human creatives focus on the higher level strategy, the unique insights, the emotional connection.
That's a really interesting dynamic.
Yep.
And does this open up completely new ways of doing business, like fundamentally different models?
It certainly seems to be pointing that way. We're seeing the emergence of new business models built around GenAI.
Such as?
Well, AI-generated content itself becoming the product. Think custom stories, personalized music, unique designs generated on demand.
Like a subscription to constantly evolving personalized content.
Something like that, yeah. Or real-time personalization tools for e-commerce. Imagine a website that literally reconfigures itself for every single visitor based on their profile and behavior, all generated instantly.
Wow. Okay.
And another big one, generating synthetic data. This is crucial for training other AI models, especially when real-world data is sensitive or scarce. GenAI can create realistic but artificial data that protects privacy.
Okay, so tons of potential impact. If a business adopts this, what are the concrete competitive advantages they're likely to see?
There are a few key ones that stand out. First, undeniably, is speed.
Speed to market,
Speed everywhere, from idea to prototype to full implementation. Reducing those cycle times dramatically gives you a massive edge.
which connects to the next point, I imagine, scalability.
Exactly. You gain the ability to generate huge volumes of content or personalize interactions or data simulations without needing a proportional army of people.
So you can do much more with maybe the same or slightly more resources.
That's the idea. Then there's flexibility, being able to adapt quickly. Market trends shift, customer demands change. GenAI can help generate new options or pivot strategies much faster than traditional methods.
Responsiveness is key today.
Absolutely. And finally, the perhaps most obvious one, cost reduction. Automating repetitive tasks, optimizing creative workflows. It all contributes to freeing up budget and resources for other priorities. Improves the bottom line.
Okay, this all sounds incredibly powerful, but there have to be downsides, right?
Yeah.
Challenges, risks.
Oh, absolutely. It's not a magic wand. There are significant hurdles and ethical considerations we have to grapple with.
Like what? What's top of mind?
Well, a big one is the quality and veracity of the content. These models can sometimes hallucinate.
Hallucinate. You mean like make things up?
Pretty much. They can generate information that sounds plausible, even confident, but is actually incorrect, biased, or completely fabricated. Ensuring accuracy and trustworthiness is a major challenge.
That sounds risky, especially for businesses relying on it for facts or reports.
It is. And tied into that is the whole mess around intellectual property. The legal side is scrambling to catch up.
Well, so?
Well, if an AI creates something, who owns it? What if it was trained on copyrighted material and generates something very similar? Who's liable? These are complex questions without clear answers yet.
Yeah, I can see that being a legal minefield. What about inside the company?
That's another big one, cultural change. Teams need to learn how to work with AI, not just use it like a simple tool. Processes have to adapt. It requires a shift in mindset, new skills, new workflows. That can be disruptive.
Resistance to change is always a factor.
Always. And finally, there's the risk of technological dependence, becoming too reliant on specific external providers or platforms. You need to think about vendor lock-in, data security, maintaining control over your core capabilities.
Okay, so quite a few serious challenges. Knowing all that, how should organizations approach this? How do you adopt GenAI responsibly?
The sources we looked at really emphasize a few key strategies. First, continuous training. Not just how-to guides, but critical use training for leaders and teams.
Critical use, meaning?
Meaning understanding the limitations, spotting potential biases or those hallucinations, knowing when not to trust the output completely, thinking critically about it.
Got it. What else?
Starting small with pilot projects, test things out, measure the actual impact, learn what works in your specific context, and then adjust your strategy before going all in.
Learn by doing, essentially.
Exactly. And crucially, developing clear governance policies. You need rules for ethical and responsible use. Who can use which tools? For what purpose? What are the review processes? This needs to be defined up front.
Makes sense. Proactive governance, not reactive panic.
Precisely. Also, focus on progressive integration. Don't try to rip and replace everything overnight. Integrate these tools gradually with your existing processes and culture. Let people adapt alongside the tech.
So it's an evolution, not a revolution internally.
Ideally, yes. And finally, constant review. Keep checking the results, learn from mistakes, stay updated on regulations, and adjust your practices. This field is moving incredibly fast.
It really is. Okay, so wrapping this up a bit, what's the main takeaway for listeners today, for businesses trying to navigate this?
I think the core message is that GenAI isn't just hype, it is cementing itself as a transformative force. It's reshaping industries by blending creativity, automation, and personalization in a really powerful new way.
And adopting it isn't just about getting access to cool tech. It offers real competitive advantages: innovation, productivity, scale.
Definitely. But, and this is the important part, just buying the tech isn't enough. Harnessing its potential requires more.
More like what?
Informed leadership, a proper strategic vision, and a very real commitment to using it ethically, transparently, and inclusively. Getting that synergy right
Synergy between.
between human talent and these AI capabilities, That combination might just be the most important competitive differentiator for the next decade or two.
Hmm.
It's about amplifying human ingenuity, not replacing it.
Amplifying human ingenuity. I like that framing. So as we look even further ahead, what are the big questions still lingering out there?
Oh, there are plenty. How do we build fair regulations that encourage innovation but also protect people's rights? How do we make sure smaller businesses, entrepreneurs can actually access and benefit from this so it's not just for the tech giants?
Yeah, the democratization question is huge.
And how do we even measure the real value it creates? Beyond just cutting costs or doing things faster, what are the right metrics?
Good point. And the impact on jobs, the need for continuous retraining.
Absolutely. Anticipating labor market shifts, fostering lifelong learning, and just generally boosting digital literacy so everyone can use these tools critically and consciously. These are big societal challenges tied into the tech.
So, lots to think about. As we leave our listeners today, maybe the final thought is this. What does all this mean for your specific role, your own curiosity? What are your next steps going to be in understanding and navigating this rapidly evolving landscape?
That's the question to ponder.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.